It was a quiet evening. The sun was sinking into the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. The park was almost empty, except for a few children chasing each other and the sound of leaves rustling in the cool breeze. On one of the benches sat Daniel, a young man in his 20s. His eyes were tired and his hands were clenched together. His mind was loud, though the world outside was so peaceful. He whispered to himself, "Why do I think so much? What if I fail my exams? What if I disappoint everyone? What if my future never becomes what I dream of?" Each what if grew heavier than the last. His thoughts ran faster than his heartbeats, and the more he tried to silence them, the stronger they became. Just then, an old man walked slowly into the park. His steps were gentle, his presence calm. He carried nothing but a small notebook and a pen. The old man noticed Daniel's troubled face and quietly sat on the same bench, leaving a little space between them. After a moment of silence, he asked softly, "Young man, why does your forehead carry such storms?" Daniel forced a smile. "It's just my mind. I can't stop overthinking. I imagine failures, mistakes, everything that could go wrong. It feels like I'm living 10 lives in my head, while in reality, I'm stuck in one." The old man chuckled warmly, not mocking, but understanding. He opened his notebook and drew a simple circle. "This," he said, pointing at the circle, "is your life. Inside it lies everything you can control, your effort, your words, your choices. And outside it," he tapped the empty space around the circle, "lies everything you cannot control. Other people's opinions, tomorrow's uncertainties, the results of things you haven't even begun." Daniel leaned closer, curious. "So, my overthinking is because I keep staring at the space outside the circle?" The old man nodded. "Exactly. You are trying to water seeds in a garden that does not belong to you." Daniel sighed. "But how do I stop? My brain doesn't listen. These thoughts keep coming back." The man closed his notebook gently. He then looked at the sky where a flock of birds was flying across. "Look up, Daniel. Thoughts are like those birds. You cannot stop them from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest inside your mind." Daniel followed the birds with his eyes. The metaphor sank into his heart. The old man continued, his voice slow and steady, like a teacher of life. "Whenever you begin to overthink, ask yourself 2 questions. 1. Can I control this? If yes, then act. 2. If not, then release it. Let it fly away, just like those birds." Daniel repeated quietly, "Act or release. Act or release." The man smiled. "Yes, action or release. Nothing in between. This is how you make peace with your mind." A silence followed. The evening air was gentle, and for the first time in days, Daniel felt his chest loosen. His racing thoughts slowed down. Still, he asked one last question. "But sir, what if I let go of something important? What if I release a thought that I actually need?" The old man's eyes softened. He placed his hand over his notebook and said, "If it truly belongs to you, it will come back. Important thoughts don't fly away forever. They return, but they return calmly, not as storms. Overthinking is a storm. Wisdom is the gentle rain that follows." Daniel felt a lump in his throat. He realized how much time he had wasted living inside battles that were never his to fight. The old man stood up slowly, adjusting his coat. Before leaving, he said one last thing. "Remember, young man, life becomes simpler when you stop chasing every shadow. Act where you can, release where you cannot. That is the art of living lightly." Daniel sat alone on the bench as the old man walked away. But he was no longer the same person who had come into the park. The trees still whispered, the children still laughed, and the sky still changed its colors. But within Daniel, a new calmness bloomed. He had learned a secret that would carry him through the storms of tomorrow. Peace is not in controlling every thought. Peace is in choosing which thoughts deserve to stay.